Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energies, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, thank you. So take what resonates and leave the rest. What's hidden? All right. Outcome and advice. Wow. Boy. Four of Cups in reverse hitting the floor. Okay. Let's dive in. The overall energy of today's reading is the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Five of Pentacles. Eight of Cups in reverse is a lot of emotions. It's Eight of Cups for me specifically are emotional attachments. When the Eight of Cups is upright, it's walking away from something, even though there are emotions, there's still feelings there. Eight of Cups in reverse is there's so many emotions that this person can't walk away. Too overwhelmed. So someone can't walk away. Yeah, this feels like emotional attachments. Five of Pentacles is abandonment. So it feels like there's someone who's emotionally attached to somebody who has abandoned them, which is a really tough place to be, because it feels like the emotions, the desires are still connecting you to someone who has left the building, left the relationship, not interested. All right. Please tell me, clarify what the Eight of Cups in reverse, anything more that we need to know about that? The emotional attachments. Okay. Wow. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles coming out, Seven of Pentacles, and the Lovers, Gemini energy. This feels like there's this belief that the love that you're looking for, whoever this reading is for, feels like I'm talking to somebody who has been abandoned, but there are so many emotional attachments that it's like you can't let go of that person despite them not showing up, not being there, not interested. And it feels like it's stemming from from this loving energy. It feels like you put all your eggs in one basket. I need love to flow from that person to me. So that's where the hiccup in this giddy up is. Because love abounds. Love is everywhere. And there are plenty of loving, sweet, amazing people. What I'm seeing here is it feels like maladaptive strategies, emotional, unmet needs, focused on a specific person, that I need love coming from that person, and it's not acceptable from anyone else. Feels like in this connection, that's kind of what both people co-created, this very obsessive, addictive type of energy attached to someone. What's interesting about this as well is it feels like both people have abandonment wounds. and are trying to set themselves up through maladaptive strategy so they won't get abandoned. But if the crux is the root of this connection is I can't be abandoned, I don't want to be abandoned, then there's a lot of fear in that relationship. Instead of let's have fun, we're going to have such an amazing time, and when it stops being fun, we can go our own separate ways. Instead of something like that, it feels like you're my one. I need all love and care to come through that one person, and not accepting love and care through any other. So it feels like at this point, when you're needing it coming from that person, you're very isolated, that you have let go of other relationships, maybe purposefully, that this person wants to be the only person for you, because their abandonment wounds say that you need to focus all your time, your attention, your care onto them. And it looks like when you do that and disregard everyone else, you get completely lost in a belief. It's like, I'm just going to keep hitting this one slot machine until it pays out. And it's kind of like being lost in that addictive patterning, and not realizing that you're spending so much time trying to get something from one slot machine when there are bajillions of slot machines ready to flow love and care. That's kind of a weird metaphor. I'll give that about a 2 out of 10. Yeah, that's not the best, but I think you get what I'm saying. It feels like you gave everything, put all your eggs in one basket, focused on this person, on this relationship, and at some point it feels like you're completely depleted because you are just waiting for that energy coming from that one person. And so there we go, Devil card. Okay, so there's a lot of this desire, but no one's really, it feels like a lot of fighting, a lot of painful communication going on with 8 of Wands and 5 of Wands. That feels kind of heated. Chariot reverse, it feels like nothing is moving. There's no movement. There's no moving on. Devil reversed. I think this feels like an obsessive, addictive relationship. It's not about 2 people choosing each other. It's about 2 people that are in a connection with unresolved wounds, childhood wounds, abandonment wounds, and a lot of maladaptive strategies and beliefs to try to finally get those unmet needs met from childhood in this romantic relationship. Okay, anything else the viewer needs to know? It feels like it's a comfort zone relationship. This is the relationship. It's not going to change. You are not their medicine. They are not your medicine. It feels like it's terrifying because you've focused all your attention, all your care. It feels like you've let go, maybe isolated, and trying to make this relationship work. And instead, it feels like, yeah, I get it. I've been in something similar, like in a comfort zone, stuck, terrified of choosing something else. For one thing, the isolation. It's like you buried your head so far into this relationship. That's the nice way to say it. That by the time you pull your head out of the relationship, then things have changed. Things have moved on. It feels terrifying to be separated from this person. Okay, let's look at what's hidden. In what's hidden, we have the Ace of Wands. We have a new spark. That's great advice. The first advice I'm getting is follow your spark of excitement. If you can't reach excitement, curiosity. For some of you, you've been in this connection for so long, you've lost connection with your spark. You focus so much on this person that you've all but disappeared in this relationship. And so individuating from this way of being, finding your own spark, your own energy, and start making choices on that. There's independence here. Nine of Pentacles, King of Wands, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It looks like that spark, that creative spark towards independence would be wise if this is your reading, if that makes sense. Facing your fears. When you face fears, when you're willing to do what it takes to face those fears and face the discomfort of the fears and go in a direction that's uncomfortable, on the other side you realize, oh, now I know how to do that activity. Now that's not a big deal. Now that's no longer a fear. I have shown myself that I can accomplish that. I can do that. And so the more you face your fears, the more you build confidence in your abilities, your ability to make change to yourself and your environment. And in this, it looks like independence is a good direction, basic trajectory. Following the spark. So do you have financial independence? Do you have access to your finances? What are the monthly bills? What's coming in? So being conscious of your finances. Starting to separate your decision making from this person if you haven't already. Starting separating any needs do not come from this person, that you show yourself that you can meet your own needs. Training your focus. So this focus has been on this person. Slot machine, as bad as a metaphor as that is, like just it feels like addiction. And just keep hitting, just keep hoping that this time you will get a reward. In psychology in high school, we trained rats how to push a lever. And at first you just have that lever. Every time the lever's pushed, a treat is dispensed. And then that teaches the rat, oh, when I hit that lever, treat, boom, 1, 1, 1, 1. But then the goal is to get that rat to push that lever as many times as possible. Then we can start delaying the food. So when they have to push the lever 5 times before the treat comes out, 10 times, then the treat comes out. So you start making, I forget what this is called. It's operant conditioning. It's conditioning, training. And it feels like in this relationship, the person would invest and give breadcrumb less and less for you to work harder and harder, pushing that lever to get the same amount of treats. It feels inconsistent, random, which is the best way to create this type of addiction. So you never knew if it's 50,000 times you have to push that lever and then you finally get a little glimpse of a treat. It feels like then that person starts just putting crumbs. And at this point it feels like you're just spending all day. You've forgotten everything else, but you just keep pushing the lever hoping that this person will give you a little glimmer of what love, care, affection, attention. So once you learn how to train your focus on what you do want, first of all, let's acknowledge how amazing your focus is. Like, that's amazing. Let's make it work for you. Let's focus on what you want, what's best for your highest and greatest good, and tune into that. Push that lever. What's my highest and greatest good? It feels like you've got some skills here, but you can, once you're aware of the activity that you were in, then you can decide for yourself and train yourself, train your focus on what you do prefer. And whatever you focus on, you know, if this is your reading, you have this amazing ability to stay with it. So it feels like whatever this is, you're creating abundance, independence, going after what you desire, and not being in this activity, not creating more of this way of being, not investing in someone who doesn't give anything in return. All right, anything else that the viewer needs? There's something here, this feels like reactivity, frustration, upset, which you are welcome to feel how you feel, because they're your feelings and your feelings are valid. If when you leave this system you're furious, rageful, I don't blame you. Okay. Wow. 4 of Wands, 10 of Cups. I think there's a lot of fury because you thought that that focus and all that attention and time and energy was going towards your happily ever after. And to realize that this, all that attention, all that focus, all that work, focusing on this person in this relationship did not lead to where you wanted it to lead, where you expected it to lead. I think it's going to feel the way it feels. And if and you're correct in feeling those emotions, those are yours to feel, to process through. Also, when you leave this relationship, you've been suppressing so many emotions that you weren't allowed to have, that you weren't allowed to express, to try to make this work, to try to get it going. So it feels like there's a lot of unfelt, unexpressed emotions that will come up, and it's a lot to process through. And it's okay, and you can do it, and it'll happen in waves, so you can work through it. The best thing that I've found to work in this is my feelings are mine to process. My emotions are mine. Even my frustration and rage and anger at this other person. But the more that you can own to this situation, not as in to blame. That's not, I'm trying to clear the blame and instead just own your own emotions, own your own feelings. Those are yours to process through. On the other side of sitting with and holding space with the emotions, not blaming. This isn't mine. This isn't, but yep, these are my emotions. These are mine to process. Then on the other side is wisdom. And you can't teach wisdom. And it's amazing having access to information about yourself, about your world, by sitting with uncomfortable emotions. So, in the outcome and advice, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. This is the card that hit the floor. Someone, it feels like that you're not interested in or have said a no to in the past. They're coming back in, wondering if you'll give another look. Who is this Four of Cups in reverse energy? What does the viewer need to know about this energy? Wow. I'll show you why I'm wowing and kind of stuck. Queen of Wands reversed, Three of Swords reversed. This is a kind of healing from betrayal. For some of you, there might have been a third party involved here. You are not hearing it from a tarot reading, a tarot reader. I am not validating an idea or I thought that I knew for this. For this, it's if you know, if you literally know that there is someone. I don't want to feed anyone's delusions here. So what I'm getting, tell me more. Let me see what, tell me more about this third party. Queen of Wands reversed, Three of Swords reversed. Okay. Some of this Four of Cups in reverse energy, I'm getting two messages. One feels like whoever the counterpart, their partner, your ex, whoever I've been reading in this, who you've been in this kind of codependent relationship with. One, it feels like this person doesn't make clear separations. They keep everything kind of purposefully confusing, so they have access. They don't burn bridges that I'm seeing in relationships, so they can continue to go back and have access to like exes. This is the most lacking in integrity type of behavior. Not standing on business, keeping things questionable so they can always get a foot back into the door is what I'm getting. The next way I'm reading this might be more on your side, viewer, where after this, you didn't get that itch scratched of having a loving, healthy relationship. And there's this question like, can I heal from this? And it's definite yes. However, there's a lot to heal from. Insecurities, betrayal traumas. For some of you, there might be financial abuse here, manipulating through the finances, which makes leaving this connection difficult, because if you don't have the financial ability to create, find a place, move, and have the financial ability to pay the rent on your own, that kind of stuff. It looks like you're perceiving that your partner X, they feel, one, very stuck and unable to grow emotionally. There's a lot of heated argument here. This feels like someone that it's hard to communicate with them because they just fly off the handle, and they're more concerned with appearances. It doesn't feel like you can really have a realistic conversation with this person, like an authentic conversation at all. With 8 of Swords and 10 of Swords, it feels like this person is taking advantage of this 8 of Cups in reverse. Taking advantage of you pushing on that lever and just focusing, and just, it feels like they're it feels like they demanded this type of behavior from you, would settle for nothing else, and then once you behave in that way, then they discard you. This person does not feel like, I'm not receiving that they're caring about you at all. They're more wanting to win and in a power dynamic. So their maladaptive strategies are, I'm going to win. I'm in a competition. So they were in their family of origin. It looks like there was someone who ruled the house with an iron thumb kind of image I'm getting. And instead of realizing, like, I don't want to live like this. This is too wounding. I consciously do not want this type of family environment and relationship growing up. It feels like that's maybe what you had. Like, I don't like my family of origin very much. I want to feel safe. I want to feel cared for. I want to feel like I've got a partner who's got my back, that we can get through anything together, and we support each other, and we're there for each other. And instead, this person, it feels like they never got to be the big boss growing up, but now they do. Now they get a chance to be the leader, be the one in control, the one that makes the decisions, the one everybody pushes a gazillion levers just to have. They feel powerful. Look how I can make the viewer work. That must mean I'm really special and worthy. It's a weird way to, they're not healing that wound. They're creating separation through these activities, and it feels like this person also does want to be loved and cared for, but they're stuck in a survival mode. And so they're stuck in their abandonment wound. Yeah. Okay. This person, it feels like the other person is does not know how to create an ending that's neutral. This person, it feels like, is very good at creating painful endings, though. There's some type of, they just feel a perceived wound and disappointment, and so somehow they feel that this type of behavior is acceptable. It's hard to even. Yeah, their wounds. So as I'm perceiving, their wounds are kind of in their solar plexus, power wounds, and then their sacral, like they keep repeating this from their unconscious and trying to take their power back, trying to repeat from their unconscious, recreate, aren't we all, our what was so confusing and disempowering about their childhood. And this time I'm going to win. This time I'm going to be the grand poobah, and I get to boss everybody else around, and I get to feel confident. And so, all right, that's your reading. That's what I'm seeing for today. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for following. Take care.